Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I have my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we are going to talk about some very interesting news and a very interesting altcoin. So, as you have seen in the last live streams, I have selected some altcoins to talk about. So today we are going to talk about another one of those. Obviously, we are going to go over the charts. We are going to talk about Ecomi and Veve in particular, about what's new, what's coming up. There are some new changes, so to say, within the Veve app, and so we should address that. But all of that, obviously, right after the intro. So, good morning to all of you. I hope you're doing well. If you want to support me and my channel, then please smash up the like button as hard as you can. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Tick the little bell to always get notified whenever I start one of those live streams. And if you want to support me in another way, then you can become a rare hodler to my channel. That means becoming a channel member. Then you get minted here on my intro screen. I hope you have a beautiful morning. Sorry for being a little bit late. Had some technical difficulties in starting the stream, but it's all fine. Real J Fox is here and says good morning from the gym. Michael Barnes is here saying good evening from Arizona. So good morning to you, Real J Fox, and good evening to Arizona, to Michael. It's morning here in Germany as well. It's a beautiful morning, actually. Yesterday was a little bit crazy. I came home and I saw a gigantic pillar of smoke rising up directly over my house, right? So I was like, okay, shit, this could be ours, right? I was on a bicycle, so I went as fast as I can to see, and then it was not us, but it was the apartment in the front, so on the other side, right, of our building, far enough away to not be harmed by anything, but still, like the whole thing was in flames, so that was crazy. And then into the night, firefighters were just throwing water into that, and absolutely crazy. But anyways, now today it's a beautiful morning, so smash up the like button. And DM wants to know what's a good amount of OMI to hodl. I think we should stop thinking in the amount of OMI to hodl versus how much X you can get out of the altcoin, right? So, for example, if you want to invest, for example, if you have a ton of money, you obviously go with the safer bet. It's like Bitcoin, because if you double $1 billion, it's like 2 billion. That's really good, right? But if you only have $10 and you put it in Bitcoin, and then in a bull run in a couple of months you double the $10 to 20, it doesn't really change anything for you, right? So it's an extreme example, but what you should do is, in my opinion, that's research advice, not financial advice, is to look at, so if I have $1,000 and I put it in this coin, I am more likely than not get a 5x, versus in this coin I get a 10x, versus how much x can I get, right? So Real J Fox says you need 220 million OMI in the minimum. That's then you are par on par with Jordan, but I mean, you guys know what Jordan did to get his millions of OMI. Don't try this at home, right? So speaking of that, just a quick one. Quickly, I've talked to Jordan, and he will be on my channel. Very likely on Tuesdays, so stay tuned for that one. Then we will have the 220 million OMI interview, and that's going to be very interesting in my opinion. But nonetheless, let's jump finally into the topic, because we are already already talking about. I think we should. I think we should. So what did I do? So there we go. We should think in returns. Let's let's quickly go into our economical topics. There we go. Hey GM Conquer, what's going on? What do we conquer today? Why borrowing costs for nearly everything are surging and what it means for you. So obviously for you is mostly, is every Western country in the world, right? Battered by inflation. At the center of the storm of this week's market turmoil is the 10-year treasury yield. I have mentioned it in the last stream, one of the most influential numbers in finance. The yield, which represents borrowing costs for issuers of bonds, have climbed steadily in recent weeks and reached 4.8% Tuesday, a level last seen just before the 2008 financial crisis. And that is the reason why many people believe that we are still headed into bigger financial crisis before it gets better. Unfortunately, I do think there has to be some pain for the average American now, said Lindsay Rosner, head of multi-sector investing at Goldman Sachs Asset and Wealth Management. And obviously that more or less reflects what the European Union is going into, a little bit more delayed, right? Because they also started delayed with the interest rate hiking. Conker says the world. I know what you did there, brain. Violent moves in the bond market this week have hammered investors, and so basically the most important thing here is that investors are anticipating more downturn on the stock market that could affect the crypto market. We are talking about the short to midterm here right now, but I want to stress that there is, and that's why I made the thumbnail and the title like this, there is something where we can measure when things should be coming back, because right now obviously interest rates are putting pressure on the market. People have less money, they spend on less things. When they have less money, they do not buy Ecomi, right? They do not buy other altcoins, they do not buy NFTs in particular. That is the reason why in a tightening environment we have less liquidity to work with, and also companies are ordering less, they are booking less credits to expand and so on. So the whole economy is more on a contracting way to get down inflation. Okay, so I get right to it, right to the point. And please like this live stream right now if you like this type of let's say, look into the future. So market futures now show rate cuts beginning in June 2024, sooner than previously expected. And I will get to the chart in a second here. After the last Fed meeting, futures briefly showed rate cuts beginning in September 2024. Now expectations have moved up by 3 months, and there is only a 34% chance of another rate hike. Yet treasury yields continue at a 16-year high that we have looked at right now. Why is this happening? Maybe the Fed is not entirely to blame for higher interest rates. Rising deficit spending has long-term rates rising and risks flooding bond markets with supply. Higher rates are here to stay. So now let's look at this. So this is basically measuring the future probabilities of rate cuts and rate hikes and pauses. And let me quickly tell how to read this. So if you look at the at the upper part here, we basically see how much basis points we have, and then there is a timeline. So for example, here are zeros because we are here, right? We are here in this part, and this is behind us. So this will this is in front of us on the 1st of November, right? And we are right now at this. So the highest probabilities here are at that the rate change, or the rate does not change from this to this level, right? There are a couple of percent here that says there's another hike, and then this would be 2 hikes here. So this right here behind me would be 2 hikes. It's like 0, 3, 3, 2, 1%. So not existent. So one more hike, averaging around 20 to 30%, but most of the chances say that in the next couple of months we are pausing. And then basically here we see a decrease chance. So going from this to this is a 37%, right? That's how you read it. So these futures say that we are going to go into quantitative easing with a lower likelihood already, with low likelihoods here already in May, but with a higher likelihood, and that is what was rising, in June. And then basically the market does not have these percentages for this, but at the moment it shows. So that would mean that after the halving comes, if this was true, the halving comes in April, and then 2 months later quantitative easing starts. That would be the perfect storm, right? So that would mean in June quantitative easing starts, and then even look here, they are anticipating that we are down 2.5 already from that in that easing in September. That's when we will have our parabolic move. So that would be really, really good. And following Bitcoin probably topping out somewhere here in December or in the next year in 2025, following Bitcoin, there will be a massive altcoin season, right? If everything plays out like before. So that is where you could say, okay, in more likely than not, the move starts right before or shortly before the halving, and then a parabolic move starts with quantitative easing, money printing, right? That's at least how easy or how we could use this number to predict when the real parabolic move should start. So we would have another 8 months until the absolute parabolic move. However, this doesn't mean that there is no move up before already. Because if we look at this, at the cycle pattern for Bitcoin here, we can see that every time after the bear market we had a consolidation phase here, 14 to 17, 17 to 21. We see this consolidation phase with a run up. Previously, a 100% rally, we had that here as well. It just doesn't look that impressive anymore. But and then when we break the trend line going from the previous top over the rally high to where we are right now, basically, right down to the all-time support, then we see that the breakout is really, really near to go into that pre-parabolic stage, right? The pre-parabolic stage is a blue one here, where we have to be going up, basically, right? Where we have another rally and so on. So here we see it as well. We should be very soon starting to coil up on Bitcoin. That is what this anticipates. Now, getting ourselves into position in Bitcoin, one thing. Getting ourselves into position in altcoins is another thing. So let's quickly look at the markets. I have brought one altcoin that I'm looking at right now to you, and I want to discuss it. But first, let's quickly look at the market. So let's do some market watch here. So what's happened? Bangers on the week. We have Roll Bitcoin, right? We have Render. Avalanche is now moving a little bit, and we have leading the charts TWT token, and we cannot forget Solana as well. Interesting. XRD, probably big pullback after big pump. On the month, it looks a little bit different. Here we have still Casper, Maker, Rune leading the charge in the top 100. But you can see the top 100 is already changing. A lot of coins that have been in the top 100 are not top 100 anymore. Some are still, others are not, right? So we have new coins pushing into the top 100. Good morning, Luke. What's going on? Yeah, so yeah, on the day it's not much action. The altcoins are a little bit down on the day, as Bitcoin also is consolidating, right? I think this is good to this tool, so it's called cryptobubbles.net, is good to identify coins that are pumping or that have bigger pullbacks, and to see which coins are not moving over the month or so, right? If you look here at the month, Loom in the top 200, 356% up. Another one, and that is worth noting, in the top 200 is StoreJ. StoreJ is a storage token, and today we are talking about another storage token. So yeah, let's get onto it with the altcoin. So today I want to talk about Arweave. Now, Arweave is, as I said, is a Web3 decentralized storage solution, and Arweave just had their hard fork, or had a hard fork to improve the protocol, or to improve the blockchain, so to say. Quick note here, just for full transparency, I have not much Arweave. I'm looking to buy more, but I do not have much. I think I have 50 Arweave, something like that, right? It's not much. It's like about $150 or so, or close to $200. But I still want to discuss it because it's one of the coins that has not had a breakout, that has not had pumped in any way yet, and that is almost fully diluted. So the Arweave 2.7 hard fork successfully executed this morning. Arweave now supports blinded uploading of data via bundlers. This means that you will be able to upload data to the network without first transferring it to a bundler. So what they are doing is basically taking out an instance to uploading data, because this should be open to everyone, and they have 3 basic laws, of which one of them is basically the free speech of the internet. So this is a decentralization solution, right? Only later distributing it to nodes that want to store it, as well as drastically reducing bandwidth and compute requirements for bundlers, blinded uploading via Merkle tree. Rebasing also removes them as potential avenue for censorship. This further strengthens Arweave principle too, thanks to the community and so on. So they had this hard fork to improve the protocol. So what is Arweave? The Arweave network is like Bitcoin, but for data, permanent and decentralized web inside open ledger. So you can store data, but this data is stored so everyone can access it unless you use an encryption solution. So permanent storage has many applications, from the preservation of humanity's most important data to the hosting of truly decentralized and provably neutral web apps. The Arweave protocol is stable, mature, widely adopted as such, and so on. Obviously, they are saying this on their website, but you can store your NFTs on it. You can store blockchain applications on it. You can store whatever thing that is needed. You can store on Arweave. You can have a Wikipedia style on Arweave, right? So that's what they are doing. Let's quickly look at why they are doing this. They are solving something that is called the centralization problem in the web, and they are solving it in a very smart way, in my opinion. So if you look at this, 32% of everything, of the market share, so probably a huge amount of data, is stored on AWS, part on Azure, part on Google, right? If any one of these here goes out of business and shuts down, huge chunks of data is lost, right? Or is not supported anymore. So in this way, basically the centralization problem means that if anything happens to these solutions, to these mega centralized solutions, a huge data storage provider is just going out of business. Now, the second part of this is they can basically decide if they want to let your data onto them or not. Whereas in a truly decentralized Web3, companies should not be allowed to decide, hey, you can store data and someone else can't, right? You can just do it. It's open, it's safe forever, and it's public. It's open to the public, right? Unless there's like a democratic majority vote to get rid of this. There must be something to not store any harmful stuff and so on. But this is the centralization problem. And basically here we see, in particular, Merkle tree rebasing enables the creation of even more efficient bundling formats. This allows for greater censorship resistance, as bundling services can now be run on machines with extremely minimal hardware requirements. Now, the principles of Arweave quickly, and then we go to the next one, is permanently secure the world's knowledge. Okay, that's the goal, right? Ensure right to speech in cyberspace, and that's the free speech one. Guarantee the right to listen. So these are the three principles. They strengthen with the fork. They strengthened number 2. So they have really, there are updates on this. There's a community. This one is really used. And of the, I think it's 66 point something million or so tokens, it's almost fully diluted. There's no unlocks. This is already everything is like circulating supply basically. The strength, quickly here, a little SWOT just to give you an overview. And I'm not advertising. Please include this into your research and don't FOMO into Arweave just because I talked about it. It's more like, hey, I know another altcoin right now, right? So single one-time fee, block weave technology, proof of access, well-developed, accessible environment, supportive ecosystem development, world-class investors, powerful professional relationships, hardcore AR max supply is the strength. The opportunities, growth of this decentralized storage space, and that is interesting, with the growth of NFTs, of Metaverse and so on, I expect the space to grow by a lot. Creator economy growth, censorship, so weakness is censorship via democratic content policy, so that is like basically nodes and stuff like that, they can still decide on what you store or not. Dense information not easily available. This is the biggest weakness in my opinion, that it's not so easy to access information, which could hinder the adoption of the blockchain. And then market competition is a threat. That's the threat for everyone. So that doesn't really. It's like there is Filecoin, there is stuff like that. So basically, what is important here is. How do I pay for uploading data on Arweave? AR tokens are an essential for Arweave transactions. You can acquire them via various exchanges or services for a detailed guide on obtaining and so on. So basically, if you want to store something, you pay for it in Arweave, right? So if other projects want to store stuff on Arweave, they can, they have to pay in Arweave tokens. That means they have to buy Arweave tokens. Now, how does the chart look? It basically looks like this. Arweave is down bad, as many altcoins are, but it has not yet really showed signs of bottom or strength, right? And this is a risky play in my opinion, because obviously other coins where you already see, okay, they probably have bottomed is way simpler for the mind to get in, right? But if we look at this, it is down really bad. I mean, I don't think it necessarily has to go back to all-time highs, but if we look at this look at this chart in the logarithmic scale, we clearly see that we are running out of space here, right? There needs to be a decision soon, which is why I decided to together with the hard fork news to bring it on to you, just to inform you about this coin. So it's obviously we can break out and just form a base, right? But then we would bottom here. The crazy thing is this has in the peak of the bull run, this has been at $120 actually as a wick. Here on CoinLore we see $81. So let's take $81, right? That's a 20x from where we are right now, if that would happen again. We see that before the run it was at 179. So who bought in here to $2 is still up 100%, right? Still up 100%. So this is, it's an interesting coin in my opinion, with an interesting chart to look at. And let me get this really to you. And you could argue that if we were even only to just retest this previous high or go to these lines, is still a solid 3.5x, right? So if that would be basically that nothing is going on. But the power, once again, the power in this coin is that there are no VCs to dump at some point in this coin, or almost none left. It's completely diluted, and I mean, that doesn't mean that there's no VCs, but apparently it's very, very diluted, very, very much circulating supply. So there are no founder unlocks. Let's put it like that. No founder unlocks, no bigger things to expect to dump into the market. So this means that when whales go into this, they basically have to buy it OTC from remaining whales, or they have to go into the market to purchase this token. Now, once again, the hint. This is not a sponsorship from Arweave. I have not received money to get this. I have around 50 Arweave tokens myself, so not a lot. I found this coin interesting and I'm looking to buy more. And I just want to, if anything, include it in your mind, into your research, to just like, okay, I heard Patient Hodler talk about Arweave, now I'm going to look into it myself. It's just, I know about another altcoin. This does not mean that you have to buy it. It could also mean, okay, looks nice, but I'm not really interested. I'm buying a couple of million more OMI, stuff like that, right? So just for full transparency. If you like this type of looking into altcoins, please smash up the like button, and also let me know in the chat or in the comments if you like this kind of stuff somewhere here in the stream. Now, let's look at the current market situation. So we are in the middle of a little pullback for the DXY, but nothing world-changing. Actually, now that we have refreshed, we are seeing that we're bouncing off this trend line. So that for me implies that the dollar is going to rally more. I mean, at some point it will break this trend line to the downside, but we will see. For now, the dollar is still rallying. That is what we see here. We have discussed it many times. Let's look at the market a little bit, a relevant market for us, Nasdaq. Let's look at Nasdaq performance here. So Nasdaq is barely clinging on to not crash more. In my opinion, this could be, because we have already gone under the support, it could still happen, right? Something like this, that we are losing this level. If we lose this level and Nasdaq is for us just to know, then we get another, in my opinion, if we lose this level, crash to this moving average or something like that, then we will see another swing down for Bitcoin as well. Speaking of Bitcoin is on the contrary of the expectation, with a rising dollar, is trying to break out of where it is right now, is still trying to find more strength, because we see it here. Look at this. So this is the Bitcoin chart. We have extensively talked about a looming head and shoulders pattern, which is at the moment the biggest risk. But we have tried to break above this 2 times. So here are 2 attempts to get beyond this let's say this big moving average, right? Maybe we can look at this in the weekly. So yeah, so basically, as we see here, so in the weekly, this is basically bear market territory, right? So you could argue that this is the line between bull and bear, and we are trying to break it right now. Once again, we have broken it before, we found support, and then we crashed right through it again. So the 200 weekly moving average is our new resistance, coinciding with a big resistance line here. So we really need to break it. So we see on the weekly it becomes clearer what's happening, right? On the weekly it becomes clearer. We have big resistance here, and this resistance is known to us from here, from previously, from here, and here we hit our head. So this is a very big confluence area. If we break it, I think that's it. Now let's look a little bit at the chat. Sorry for that. Real J Fox said, have you researched ICP? Jared Banfield has a tube channel, sold all of his altcoins, and swears that ICP is the only chain that has all the potential and best technology to succeed. So ICP is one of the coins that is in the same area. I would put it in the same area as Arweave, as Arweave is trying to provide decentralized storage and decentralized building solutions, whereas ICP tries to basically decentralize the entire internet, provides an entire internet. I think for ICP to do really, really well, something has to go really, really wrong in our internet, and it already is going wrong because censorship is a very big topic. I mean, you see it in other countries, but also in the West. Certain things, like people cannot express their opinion on certain platforms and so on. So, we see it everywhere that it's needed. The big question is, how well can ICP do in a run? But certainly, I would not discard it. I would just not. I think that's a super radical move. I sell everything and put it into one coin. Not even Jordan did this for Ecomi. He also has other altcoins. Yeah. But anyways, I think, ICP could be another one to discuss for us in one of our live streams. I want to dig a little bit deeper into it before I bring something like this to you, because if I do it, I want to do it right. I hope I did it right with Arweave. So as I said before, this is one risk. Yesterday we have discussed. So if you haven't seen yesterday's stream, you should check it out. Yesterday we have discussed that this could be also something like this, right? Some double W shape and then breakout. But for that we need to break this level. So if we don't break it and we come down to test, then we complete a shoulder and then we go lower. Energy says good morning. Justin says weave. Jordan says let's go PH. Let's go Jordan. So I already said, Jordan, that you are going to be here on Tuesday. I hope this is still true. Thank you from SoCal. Thank you, Eric. There was a few months all I had was 140 million OMI, nothing else. Okay, so yeah, Jordan is no stranger to the move. But overall, guys, we have to see one thing. Macro-wise, this is an uptrend, right? This is an uptrend. Macro-wise, this is an uptrend. We have broken the previous uptrend, but even then, if we were to crash, this would still be an uptrend, right? If we crash. So we are right now using, as it seems, the 50 weekly as support. And for me, that's all good. For me, it means I'm sitting on a little bit of dry powder. If we come down, I will buy. And I will probably then buy another portion of Bitcoin and some altcoins if that happens. If not, I'm also okay because I've been DCAing in in the bull run, in the bull run, not in the bull run also, but in the bear market I've been DCAing, then I'm okay. Then I'm really eager. If we break this, it's on, right? If we break this, we have the chance to retest this, and if we retest this line then and break it, then we go para, right? This can take a couple of months to play out though. We haven't looked at it for a long time, but I really want to show this to you because Bitcoin dominance is rising after this pullback, and now we have found ourselves another trend, right? So if we look at this, okay, please let me draw. The Bitcoin dominance is rising, and yet still some altcoins are doing well. So this is very interesting. So yeah, we have this is a 7 consecutive green week for Bitcoin dominance, and we will be seeing how this looks. Will Bitcoin be able to maintain this pace? We are at over 50% again. Will we just continue basically to go up like this? I think so. I think there's more Bitcoin dominance to come. And I'm continuing to DCA into Bitcoin. Another one that I wanted to quickly show before we move on here to Ecomi and Veve is the total 3. So this is the altcoin market minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, and minus stablecoins, if I recall that correctly, right? And this is the daily. Maybe we can also look at the weekly here, if it lets me. Difficult times with TradingView sometimes. Okay, but here we go. So this is, I think here is clearer. This is a massive consolidation pattern, in my opinion, right? And we have just found another, so maybe we can draw this a little bit better, just for with the candle bodies. We have just found weekly support on this, or just as good. It's like a couple of weeks already, right? But we haven't looked at it for weeks. So we've just found support here. If we break this, altcoins get absolutely smashed and hammered. But if you break this to the upside, then we will have a really good time for altcoins, right? So this is a pattern that, in my opinion, is worth revisiting once per week or twice per week, because if this will be the decision for the entire altcoin market, in my opinion, shows where the liquidity is flowing and so on. If Bitcoin rallies, this could bleed, but this has been bleeding extensively in the bear market, and since then we have like, what do we have, 4, 5 touches, 6 touches, and maybe there could be another. When we come up, this could be the break time, right? There could be a break time, and if that is the case, and this can take a while, right? These are weekly candles. We could go into December, but then there could be altcoin rally time. Bitcoin rallies first, so keep that in mind. Ecomi is looking good. Look at this in the weekly. We have not looked at the weekly for a longer time. But here we go. So Ecomi in the weekly is looking good. We cannot complain. We have this pattern, as we said yesterday, as we said in the streams before. We have here's basically our neckline, right, of our tests back up. Yeah, we want to see this slowly but surely coming up and close this shoulder. There's nothing more to say about it. 3 consecutive green weeks after 3 consecutive down. On the daily, we flipped. This looked bearish. So now we are green. This is even better than I expected. We want to see this. We want to see exactly this. We want to see this curving out, and it's forming a super beautiful pattern here. Yeah, let's go. If Ecomi just does little green and red candles like this for, I don't know, the entire October, that's fine, right? So for me, Ecomi is looking good. I should buy some more. Not financial advice. If we break out, we said it many times already, then we are going to probably 1.7 cents. No, not 1.7, sorry, 0.17 cents. I think I said 1.7 cents in the last stream as well. 0017. That's the first, would be the first target then, right? Yeah, anyways. Real J Fox says, Jordan, that must have a rarely rough part in your life. Yeah, that was while I was at over $1 million. Seemed like a good choice for a while there. Yeah. And also what you can, I mean, I don't know if you have, but probably you have. Profit taking is essential, right? So we are at 0009 again. So yeah, we are looking at strength. I am not entirely sure if we are going to lose this level. We can lose this level and not lose this pattern though. We can just not. We should not drop below this bullish, macro moving average. Jordan says, then it must go down for about 18 months. Yeah. 18 months. The bear market was rough. It is the boredom in the space is still rough, right? And I think especially for Veve collectible holders, the bear market is not over yet. Let's talk about Veve. So Veve, as you guys know, the ones that are here only because of Bitcoin Arweave, if you don't know, Veve digital collectible app is the backbone of the Ecomi token, at least it's supposed to be. And we have a little bit of, for the NFT drops, a little bit of an update here. So waitlist drop update. In order to streamline the waitlist process, the following improvements have been made, starting with today's drop, and it didn't start with this drop, right? So the purchase return window after drop time has been reduced from 15 to 5 minutes. It did not. They will implement it in the next drop, but it will be reduced to 5 minutes. That means that you only will have to have 5 minutes to purchase your collectible after the drop executes. Market listings will be paused for 10 minutes after drop time to expedite delivery of collectible comics. Thank you for the ongoing support. Now, here's a couple of thoughts to this. First of all, I think that's great because this just killed time for many people that just want to buy their collectible and then go into a rebound, right? So I think that's good. Then the next one is market listings being paused is also good because the ones that got the delivery first, they they were in a huge advantage. So if you were the first to list on the market, you had higher chances to sell your collectibles. Now everyone is competing with everyone at the same time, creating more likely than not more holders, as prices then will be more stable from the beginning in comparison. Now I think that's a good update. It's funny because they said here, well, obviously this didn't start with today's drop. Let's try it for the next drop, shall we? So they more or less didn't implement it in, or there was a miscommunication. Now, another thing is, in a week, less than a week now, New York Comic Con is starting. So Veve is advertising a lot for that. That is good because then also people that attend New York Comic Con because of other reasons can learn about Veve. And there is the Dracula drop coming up today at 8 a.m. PT. Another Mickey Mouse drop. I'm not going for that one. I don't care. I went for the one yesterday though, for the Spider-Man. I hit a common with an absolute shipment. So common gang, let me know what you hit yesterday if you participated. And let me just quickly refresh if there's anything new, but I don't think so. Did they give us any hints or so already for maybe New York Comic Con? Someone say Mighty. Okay, someone has a big Mighty collection. This is cool. I really like this. So the way that he put this all up with Stan Lee here in the middle is really cool. I really like that. The doggos here, the pets down below, very cool. Bugs, okay. Yeah, nothing new from Veve on that side. Let's quickly look at the market here, because we have somewhat of a little bit of a development here after the last drop, which is a little bit more bullish. So what we see here right now is that we had a little spike in Veve user wallet. So what you see here is the development of the Veve user wallet. So the comic drop yesterday was a little bit more interesting. So what we see here is that we have gained 55, around 55 wallets from the 4th to the 5th. So that is not too shabby, right? Yeah, Jordan says I will take profit next bull run. XK says, yo, this is the Veve FUD stream. No, it's why would it be the Veve FUD stream? It's not. It's just discussing Veve. Who said that my stream is a Veve FUD stream? But anyways, hopefully not perceived as a Veve FUD stream. But you can, if you want to FUD, you can FUD on the stream. So this is I don't block the opinions here. So if you want to FUD, you can FUD here, and then we discuss about it, right? So let's see if Bezosman already hit 30,000 collectibles. The X tracker is loading now. There we go. So let me see. So net accumulation has been rising again. That is good. And no, he didn't hit it quite yet, but Bezosman has been buying 900 collectibles over the last week and is 248 collectibles away from hitting 30,000. Whereas the other whales that we have are slowly accumulating with in the range of 50 to 100 collectibles per week. And then this number 15, we have observed him already is in a 200 range of net accumulation at the moment. So yeah, nothing too big going on here. We see that net accumulation is still down for the 7th day. Also for the 14 days, net accumulation is down. This is an average, obviously. It will not coil up, even though here we see the days. So we had a very low point on the 1st of October. And then now we are coming up to the 500 that we were before. I don't know why there was such a big gap in the accumulation. But on 1st of October, yeah, no one bought, basically. That's basically what happened. Of the top 100, right? So yeah, that is interesting. Let's quickly look at Bezosman purchases here. So let me just quickly reload that. We are on a muter scan, so you can check this all for yourself with the wallet addresses. You can look in the X tracker what the wallet address is, put it in here, and then you will find, for example, in this case, what Bezosman bought in the last hours. And we see that he was active 2 hours ago, bought some comics. He bought the new comic as well, one of each. Yeah, really one of each. Secret rare, ultra rare, rare. So that is collector behavior, right? That is not stacking behavior as he has shown before. Seems like he has purchased an Aladdin set, Black Panther, nothing too crazy, some stamps, a lot of stuff that doesn't have metadata. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, so nothing too big here. A couple of only comics and nothing too crazy of collectibles that he purchased. There is a lot of Hulk comics though. Yeah, nothing too crazy from Bezosman, just stacking as usual. Guys, smash up the like button once more if you haven't yet. If you have just joined, I will end the stream a little bit earlier today. I thank you all for watching the stream. Please give Patient Hodler a favor and smash the like button. Thank you, Felipe, for pointing that out. That would be really amazing if you could do that. It's absolutely free. Helps the channel a lot. Thank you all for joining today. Let me also know in the comments below if you like the altcoin section or if you'd rather not have the altcoin section. And stay tuned for more videos and stuff this week, on this week, and also stay tuned for Crypto Morning Coffee next week. Stay tuned for on Tuesday an evening live stream, so in the evening for Europe, with Jordan and myself, where we are going to discuss solely Ecomi and Veve. And stay tuned for many, many more things to come. So, thank you all for watching, and I see you in the next video. No, this was wrong. I'll do the outro as always. Wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and I see you in the